Page 30, Rondo, last piece in the book. This is a fun little piece. Let's talk about it. A rondo is a musical form. You see, music has sections, and we label the sections according to letters. First section's always A, and then a B, and then a C, and a D, and a whatever. And you can get A1 and B1 and all that gets involved. We won't get into the A1, and you'll just stay A, B, and C. But the point is, in a rondo, the first section, the A section, keeps coming back. So you get an A, B, then an A, and then maybe a C, and an A, and a D, and then you'll usually end with an A, or it may end with a coda, whatever. But the idea with a rondo is the first section keeps coming back, and then you'll do something else in between it. They're fun. Now with even though the A section comes back, it might be changed slightly. They may call it an A1 or something, but it's still an A section. That's close enough. So in here, let's look. We're starting out in G major with 1 sharp. I'm not going to stay there, but okay. 4/4 time. You don't have to stay in 4/4 time either, but okay, we're doing it. And right hand first. You're starting here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3. Now lift up, move. Just from here to here. 1, 2, and 1, and crunch up, little finger on the E. 1 and 2. 1, rest, come down again. 2. And so forth. And that's the A section. Go over to page 31. Now we get a B section, which indicates it's going to be some other melody. In fact, we even changed key signatures. Well, now it's 2 sharps. You get a 1 beat rest at the bottom of page 30, so you got time to move down to D position. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then third finger on the half note, you just come up. 1, 2, 3, and then lift up. 2. Don't forget the C sharp now, as we're in D position. Cover. So if you can play the D major scale, this is what this is, and it's a fingering 4. That's all it is. Here, first and second ending on the, when you repeat this, they want the AVA, and that's just for the right hand here. So when you finish the first ending and you lift up, you simply go up an octave. You play the second time all up here. And then you do the second ending, you're ending here. Now they're not real clear with the AVA. I think there's an error in the music. In the second ending there, at the end of the second line on page 31, that AVA, they should have a dotted line going for the whole measure. The whole measure is AVA. You see when they don't have that dotted line going, that indicates AVA is just for the note it's over. So that would just be the half note. That would mean that the quarter notes are down here. Well, that doesn't make any sense. So I'm assuming it's just an error, and you stay AVA all the way, just move down here, and then there's a note saying you go back to first section. Section A, remember this is a rondo. So we finish that, we go back here. So at the top of page 30, and you're in position. Right? Okay. Now when you finish the first section, at the bottom of page 30, don't play the B section again. You played it once, you're done with it. Go to the C section, the third line. So you're ending the page 30 here. Now we lift up and go down here for the third line on page 31, section C. And it has no sharps or flats in it. We're in the key of C major here. And next line, it has first and second ending, so you're going to repeat that. But they want the second time to be AVA again. So when you finish the first ending here, during the rest, you're going to lift up and come up here. That's just the right hand, not the left. And then again, when you get down to the second ending, you're here. Now you go back and play section A again. Remember, it's a rondo. We do section A each. So you end up, during the rest, you come down. And you do page 30 again. Then when you get down to the bottom of page 30, then we do the coda. And that's just straight across to the next page. Just, you're right there. Coda, rest, and then you come up, AVA. And then the AVA goes away, come way down here. That's a G, by the way. And for the B, G, again, reach up and use 2-5. Remember, this is a G chord. We're not using the D. So we just here, during the rest, you can go here. You have a rest, you can if you want, you can move up. But I'm trying to get you into that habit of staying put if you can. So just reach up here. Left hand, broken chords. Here, G chord, D7 chord, 5-7 chord, 1 chord. Next line is 4 chord, 1 chord. And this is fine, you got the primary chords. Page 31, D major, 1 chord, rest. This 5-7 chord, A7 chord, 1 chord, 4 chord, 1 chord. This is nice. Just playing primary chords. Let's skip the one section. I'm not going to play it in order. Let's go down to section C. And now in C major, 1 chord, 5-7 chord. We're still doing the primary chords. And then down at the bottom for the coda. Now we're in G majors, 5-7 chord. And you got to come up an octave because that AVA is for both hands. You got to come up here. And then all the way down here. Good luck. Put the hands together. This should be interesting. Play this all legato if you can right now. So you can't when you gotta lift up here, but keep the left hand down. Make sure you got the rest in the left hand. Rest. Last measure, second line, there's a rest on beat 2 for both hands. Rest. So forth. Let's go over to section B. You're down here. Again, legato, but play the rest. Repeat, the right hand's got to go up, the left hand stays where it is. So forth, and then you get to the second ending there on the second line, you're here. And you're going back to the rondo, the left hand's got to come up. So forth. Let's go back over to page 31 for section C on the third line. You're down here. When you repeat it, the second time is AVA for the right hand. Left hand stays where it is. So you're the first ending there on the fourth line. You're here. During the rest, you come up. The left hand's playing. You do that, and then you get to the second ending. You're here, and then you're going to go back to the beginning of page 30. During the rest, both hands have got to come here. You're moving. You can do it one hand at a time real quick if you want, or both together, but you got to come back to G. You're in C position, you want G position. So somehow get there, huh? And then for the coda, you're here. The second measure, both hands AVA, you got to bring both hands up. You get 1 beat rest to do it in. You can do it one hand at a time real quick, or both hands together. Kind of good practice if you can. In this case, do both hands together because you need the practice of doing that, and this is doable to do this. Rest, then both hands come down. You're playing the same notes. Here, yeah. And we can add the articulation. Staccatos and slurs and things. This left hand, when these broken chords, keep these connected. Just connect them all. The slurring is for the right hand. lifting up here, but not here. Again, lift. I suggest, well, there are different ways of interpreting this. You can end the first line with lifting up in both hands. I disagree. I would like to keep the left hand connected there. And then now, you get slurs in the left hand, but you can slur them anyway. And lift up in the right hand. Staccato. Now you see at the end of the second line there, the slur to the next line. And that B has a slur coming and a slur starting on the same note. These are connected phrasing, connected slurs. And when they do that, that note serves two purposes. It's ending the previous one, and you're done, but it's also starting the next one. Really what it is you're just leading into it. To me, that's what it is. The point is, when you get this with the two slurs connecting on a note, you just connect them. That's all. Lift up. Lift up. And we're back to this lift up again. I would connect the left hand. So forth. Top of page 30 is still connected. I disagree with that in the left hand. I would connect all of these in the left hand too. So again. Even when I repeat in the left hand, I would still connect that. So it's here. And then in the second ending, you're here. You lift up together. Then when you go back to section A, the section C, it's both of those are staccatos. Now here, third measure, it's only staccato on the left hand. At the end of the line there, this is the third line down on page 31, left hand, I would connect that to the next measure. To the next line, I'd connect all that. Just lift up in the right hand. Here. See the third measure, rest in the left hand, keep the right hand down. Repeat it again, I'd connect the left hand. So the first ending there in the fourth line, repeat. I'm lifting up in the right hand and keep the left hand where it is, because the right hand's got to go up here anyway. So it's here. So forth. Then you end that second end, the section C and the second ending you hear, and then you got a one beat rest to go back to section A and here, what you were doing before. In the coda, it's staccato, rest, rest, and here you can lift up before you rest, and then that. Okay, and the dynamics gets better and better, don't it? So I like to take these one thing at a time. It gives me a chance to focus on what I'm doing, and I'll practice it over and over and over, just focusing on that. In the videos, I just kind of whiz through it, but in reality, I might spend a week or more just getting this part before I go on. I'm assuming we're ready to go on, and the dynamics, it starts out moderately loud. This left hand needs to be out of the way throughout. It's the right hand we want to hear. So this is moderately loud. The left hand is soft. Decrescendo in the second line, come down to about a soft is fine. and then start soft. This is the end of the second line, the eighth notes. And then you're going back up to moderately loud. Right there. Left hand has to be soft. And then you stay that way until the bottom. When you get soft again, you come down to soft in the right hand. The left hand should be soft all along. Then at the top of page 31, you're soft in the right hand. The left hand's very soft. You come up a little bit to moderately soft. Now you're moderately loud. Now some people will do this differently, huh? At the end of the first line on page 31, you have a crescendo. Some people will come up to moderately loud there because they see at the beginning of the second line it's moderately loud. So they'll just do moderately loud on the whole note. Because they're already there. Other people will only go up a little bit and they won't get moderately loud until the second line. There, you come up a little more. It's just different ways of interpreting the music. You'll have to decide, experiment with both, and what you like to do, what you like to hear. Then in the second line, you're going to go back down to soft. Plan it out. You don't want to be soft until the first ending, or the second ending, whichever you're going. So I'm moderately loud. Now come down to moderately soft, soft. See, I'm just like a measure at a time or so, approximately, whatever. And then in the second ending, you're here, because when you repeat, you got to go back up. So you're ending it here, softly, and then you have a crescendo to go back up to moderately loud, because you're going to go back to the beginning of section A, which is moderately loud. So each note, la, la, la. The left hand has to stay soft. Now section C, the first time you play it, you're soft. That's the right hand. The left hand's very soft. You go up a little bit, and again, a difference of opinion. Maybe you only go up to moderately soft here. And then the second line, you're moderately loud. Getting louder, up to loud. Now come back down to moderately loud, or moderately soft, either one. Then when you repeat it, you're going to go up an octave, and now it's moderately loud in the right hand. The left hand's still soft. So the first ending there for section C is here. Now you're going to crescendo up to loud. Now that says moderately loud. You're going to crescendo from here. So you don't want to be loud and then go up to very loud. Don't get very loud in this piece. Loud is close enough, so come back down so you can go back up. So moderately loud in the second line it's the fourth line of the page. It's the second line of the section C. You'll figure it out. That's it. Go up to loud here. And then at the second ending, you go back down to moderately soft or moderately loud. You can go down to moderately soft. I think moderately loud is closer one. Who knows what I'm thinking? I don't know. And then you go back to section A, which is moderately loud in the right hand. Now when you get to the coda, well, you're ending the section A at the bottom. You're coming down probably to about a soft or so here. And then you go to the coda. It's moderately soft in the right hand. Now it's very soft. Left hand is super soft. Now you're loud. With an accent makes it very loud for that one note. And then very soft, both hands. With a fermata, so you hang on to that for a while and just let it die away. With a metronome, I'll just double that and you'll hold it for 4 counts instead of 2. Speed-wise, we're at that we're at something. We're at Allegro moderato, or the allegretto thing. It's sort of the fun speed. It's somewhere between medium and fast. It's up to you on what you feel that is. It has to be accurate, and you're moving around and you can't have any hesitations anywhere. So how fast, you find the hardest part in the piece, wherever it is, and how fast can you do that accurately? That's how fast you can play something. Now on top of that, they've added pedal. You do this whole piece without pedal. I mean, if you're not really using pedal much of any at all, why use it? But they're adding it again, I think, just to color some of these notes. I see no other reason to use it. So on the second line on page 30, I'm going to push the notes down and then the pedal. And I'm going to lift the pedal up with the right hand on the half note. Now I want to hear the silence in the right hand. I want to hear that like a breath. So you're only holding it down for 2 counts. And the same thing at the bottom. Just. And that's pretty much it. So it's like, why bother? Because it really doesn't add that much to it. In my opinion, you can leave the pedal out. You don't need it. When we do the play with me, I'll go ahead and stick it in because that's part of it. But I just don't think it really adds anything to this piece. That you can play this piece fine without pedal. So it's a personal thing. You get to know the piece and see what you think. Now on the page 30, on the end of the second line, they're showing a little pedal there. I don't know why. I would leave pedal out there because the pedal blurs things up here. I want to hear a silent. I want to hear silence in the right hand to lead in, to go into, and those 2 quarter notes lead into the first at the beginning. So connect it. Don't go. No, and I'd leave pedal out there. I disagree with that one. Now you notice at the bottom of page 30 at the end of the line there's a thin and thick bar line. That's a symbol for the end of a piece. Well, a coda isn't really part of a piece, it's just a tag. The piece ended at the bottom of page 30. That's where it ends. You're done. You don't have to do any more. With the coda, it adds it on and they put in another thin and thick bar line there. A lot of pieces won't give you a thin and thick bar line at the bottom of page 30 like that. It'll be a double bar. like that, because that's typically the between sections. If you look at the end of the second line on page 31, it's a double bar. That's a section break, and that's really what it is. In case you're wondering, why is there 2 end of piece symbols? I don't know. I'd like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms and maybe the road map, because we'll go ahead and do the whole thing with the repeats and the go to section A and go to section X or whatever it is we're going. I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out. So I'll give us 4 counts, and let's try it together very slowly and see if we can get through it. Maybe one hand at a time for a bit if you have to. It's fine. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. To section B. Repeat, go up an octave. Section A. Rest. Section C. Repeat. rest. Rest. The coda, rest, 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 1, 2, and rest, 2, hold, 2,